My name is Adamia and I am the author of Blade of Chaos, and I will be reading chapter 1. Before I start reading, here are the list of characters in my book along with the pronunciations in parentheses. I sat in my house in Peking, Ming Empire. I overheard my parents talking about chaos again from downstairs. Everyone is being infected by chaos's aura. It's only a matter of time before it affects us too, my father said in concern. You're right, but we haven't fought in a long time, my mother said. Just then, I heard someone attacking someone else from outside the house. I rushed to my window and saw two men whose eyes were glowing dark blue. The sky was covered by a dark blue aura that looked exactly like Chaos's aura. This made me realize that they were infected from Chaos's evil aura, causing them to go insane. Another victim of chaos, I said to myself while shaking my head. We are the only ones that have a sword with a shard of the powerful sword Tan Wen. One tiny shard of Tan Wen is enough to protect whoever wields it and everyone near them from Chaos's evil aura, my father said. Then why don't we put it to use and give it to someone who is still capable of fighting well? Why else did we spend all that money on a sword that contains a shard of Tan Wen? My mother asked. As the infected men outside continued to brutally fight each other, I snuck to the weapon room to grab the sword that contained one shard of Tan Wen. And who would we give it to? My father asked. Well, Xia is a very experienced fighter. She has been practicing for 4 years. She is 16 now and is old enough to handle a task like this, my mother said. I ran outside to confront the two infected men outside. The thick air from Chaos's aura overwhelmed me, but I was protected by my sword that contained a shard of Tan Wen. Stop this now, I said as I held my sword out in a threatening manner. Both of the wounded and infected men briefly stopped fighting to look at me. What are you going to do if we don't? One of the men asked with a smirk as he walked closer to me. I had no choice. I held my sword up and slashed his chest, causing him to pass out from blood loss. Knowing I couldn't let the other infected man run loose, I slashed him with my sword before he could run away. What is going on, Xia? I jumped and turned around from the sound of my mother's voice to see both of my parents staring at me. Those men were infected. I had to stop them from killing each other, I said. A lot of people are infected right now, my father said. I want to help them, I said. My mother walked closer to me. Xia, this might be a dangerous quest. There are many people out there with more experience in fighting than you, and they will definitely take advantage of that, she said. I looked down as I thought for a while, then looked back at her. I can do it. I know I can, I said confidently. My parents looked at each other as they thought of a way to respond to me before my mother looked back at me. Please be safe, my mother pleaded. I will, I said with a smile as I went to my room to pack important hygiene items for my journey. After I was done packing, I gave my parents a hug goodbye, then started my journey. I held up my staff as I prepared to train with Master Bolin at the temple in Peking, Ming Empire. I grunted in pain as I was struck in the face by Master Bolin's staff for not paying attention. Make sure you keep your eye on me, Master Bolin said as he moved his mid-length white hair out of his face. Sorry, I said. No need to apologize. We can take a break if you want, Master Bolin said with a smile. I actually had a question. It was about the Chaos Sword that everyone has been talking about, I said. What is it, Kai? Master Bolin asked. I saw some people in the temple being infected by its evil aura, and I was wondering where it came from, I said. It started 2 years ago when an evil pirate from Valencia, Spanish Empire named Casimiro found chaos floating in the sea. The only people who aren't affected by its evil aura are people who have an evil aura themselves, Master Bolin said. Did he keep the sword for himself? I asked. Master Bolin nodded. Till the knight known as Gareth stole it. It is unknown why Gareth would want such an evil sword at a young age, Master Bolin said as he shook his head. How old is Gareth? I asked. He is about 22 years old, and I heard he was born in the Holy Roman Empire, Master Bolin said. I was shocked that Gareth was only 5 years older than me. I looked at the necklace that Master Bolin started wearing 2 years ago that had a glowing white gem in the middle.